So Judy, biopic about Judy Garland. How much did you know about her kind of personal life before you joined onto the movie?
Quite a lot, actually. I've always been a big fan of Judy Garland. And I think there's certain things that we all know about Judy, or, well, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. And I knew about her mother, and I knew about the kind of strange, damaging relationship she had with her mother, who had her own, you know, thwarted ambitions as an actress and kind of farmed her out at a very young age. And I know that, you know, having read a lot about the making of The Wizard of Oz and what a kind of strange, dark experience that was. In fact, the more we think about the most seemingly innocent golden age was funneled by darkness, as is always the case with, you know, it's always the feet peddling underneath the swan, always kind of more desperate, you know. And I knew about her, the way she ended, and I know that about her career going up and down, and enough so that when the script arrived, and I knew that it was going to be Renee Zellweger at the time, now it's just Renee, I was quite excited about that. I mean, the script was really fantastic, really packed a punch. But part of it with me was knowing that she was playing it and kind of imagining. And the idea of that was quite exciting because I've always been a fan of hers, obviously, but just the idea that, amazingly enough, they were a similar age at the time of this film is set. And the fact that she'd kind of taken a bit of a break, you know, so it just it was a really exciting prospect reading this. And the offer of the part, it wasn't a big part on paper, which is fine by me, you know. And also, the more I researched about them, you can either be frustrated about the fact that you don't get to show more of what you learn, but actually, all of that really just helps you have a combined kind of knowledge of each other's past. I mean, you know.
Did you do a lot of research about Sid before you did?
Yes,
okay.
Of course. And especially if you're coming into something, I knew that what level of commitment I didn't know what she was going to look like or what it was going to be, what form it was going to take. But I knew I was going to be coming in for a couple of days to do something that had to have just as much weight and reality and truth behind it. So it was a kind of responsibility to the character because he was real, but also you don't want to let them down. You don't want to turn up and not be prepared.
Right.
So I read as much as I could about him from other people's perspectives and then his own.
Was it hard to marry those two different
not
things?
at all. Not at all.
Was there anything surprising that you learned about their relationship or about him or their children?
It's surprising. I didn't come to it with any preconceived ideas, really. No, I wasn't surprised in that what I was looking for is balance, you know. Just if you want to know what a play is like, read the worst reviews and the best. If you want to know what's going on, you know. And then somewhere between the two, you know. And there was good and bad. They were good for each other. They were bad for each other. They were a really dynamic couple. It was very physical. It was very tempestuous. Both of them had their ups and downs. I'm sure you could say there was an abusive aspect to it. He helped her. He detracted from her. Vice versa. It was a fully rounded relationship, and he would have said that she was the love of his life, and you know, and it was very sad. And they treated each other badly and well, and all of these things. And we get two scenes. So that just has to be a combined knowledge of the past that you bring to whatever. You know, and that for me was what was the challenge of it.
I felt like in the glimpses that you get between Sid and Judy, it really speaks to what her role as a mother was like, because obviously you see her with the children as well, but Sid's character is seeing that from the other side of what the kids are like when they're at home alone. And was it something that you wanted to bring with you into those moments with Renee, where you were kind of trying to be an advocate for the children?
Absolutely, but also not an enemy of hers. But you know, it's that thing when you meet up with exes and you've been through so much, and there is a kind of shared sadness and a wistfulness and a love, and especially if you've been through hatred and pain and stuff, that you've arrived, you're still there, and there's an affection there, but also, you know, his feeling that she tried her best. She's just.
Is Judy.
She's Judy. You know, it's not her fault she's Judy. You know, it's probably other people's fault, but the truth is the children need looking after, you know. So that's what those scenes were about. The reason he turns up in London is for that.
Yeah. And when you were working with Renee, what was like your favorite, obviously you had a very short amount of time with her, but what was your favorite kind of moment in working with her, either in front of the camera or behind the camera?
If I had one, I wouldn't tell you. I don't mean that meanly, but there's no moment so precious that it can't be ruined by being over-described.
Okay, all right.
For me, I only had the 2 scenes, and then there were plenty.
Good. Well, that's, I guess, a good way to work with someone, right? Is to
Yeah.
have a good working relationship with them.
Well, I wasn't around long enough to screw it up.
Well, I mean, the moments on screen are very intimate. You know, you get Judy's very big, but it's also very small in these intimate moments. And I feel like Sid and Judy, you really see the kind of quiet tempest, like you were saying, they had a tempestuous relationship.
Yeah, and also, if you want to find out about someone, meet their friends, and they're very, very different energy, but you kind of get it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.